This video consists of a conversation with Eva-Lena Frick, currently the director for Gothenburg Track and Field Association and teborgsvarvet half marathon. As you will understand when listening to the conversation, Eva-Lena is probably the most experienced mass participation race organizer in Sweden. She has been the head boss for the biggest bicycle race, cross-country skiing race, and now the biggest running race. On top of this, Eva-Lena has a long career as an elite cross-country skier at the absolute world-class level. So please listen to the conversation and the insights that this power woman is sharing. Okay, now it's time to listen to the conversation.
Hi Eva-Lena, how you doing?
I'm fine. A little bit early this morning, but I'm fine. Thank
It's
you.
an it's an early morning, and today we're going to talk a bit about your experience and your work with Gothenburg Half Marathon. But first of all, you have an elite background, don't you? Please tell us a bit about that.
Yes, I'm a former cross-country skier many years ago now. It was in the 80s. I have done 2 World Championships and 1 Olympic Games.
Wow.
And
So
I, wa-
so I
I was
mean,
in,
mm,
yes, and I was in the Swedish team for about 10, 12 years.
so lots of experience from the highest level, the elite level, and but you're still in the sports, and now you have a role at the, what do you call it, Track and Field Association in Gothenburg. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Yeah. So what is your role there?
I'm the manager, the general manager, so to say, for the whole work in the federation, both the events, the Gothenburg Half Marathon, and also the track and field here in Gothenburg, and also our house of athletics that
Ah,
we own here in Gothenburg.
cool. And as you mentioned here, you're also working with the big event, Gothenburg Half Marathon. Is it correct to call it a mass participation event, or
Yes, it is.
it is?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. We had 50,000 registered participants in 2024, and we are now looking forward to 2025, and we hope we reach 55,000 registered participants. So it's really a mass participation event, yes. And I also just a few words more about myself. You talk about my athlete's career and my work now, and I just want to say my life is sport.
Yeah.
It has been for over 50 years, so my life is sport.
Yeah.
That's my big interest.
Yeah, and I mentioned here Gothenburg Half Marathon, but you have also lots of experience from other mass participation events such as Vasaloppet and Vätternrundan. So yeah. How did you end up in these type of mass participation event organizations?
It was because my big interest. After I've stopped as a cross-country skier, I started to work, of course. And then I saw a job for over 20 years. They were looking for a chief for the biggest cycling events for all, Vätternrundan in Motala. And I was living nearby, so I applied for the job and I got it. And I worked there for almost 13 years. And then I changed to the biggest ski event in the world, Vasaloppet. And now I'm at one of the biggest half marathons in the world. So yes, I have over 20 years experience from mass participations event of the highest level in amount of people taking part.
Yeah. So in a sense, you are still working on an elite level, but now from an organizational point of view. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's super impressive.
yeah.
Uh,
Thank you. Yes, and as a former athlete, you know how to reach to look forward to set your goals and try to reach them, and it's the same idea even if you are a athlete doing competitions or
mm,
you're doing organizing of mass participation event. It's the same. So
yeah,
and that's the um, my my fuel, so to
mm,
say, for
yeah,
myself. Yes.
yeah, cool. And Gothenburg Half Marathon, it's both an elite race and for recreational athletes. That's the same with Vasaloppet. But Vätternrundan, I don't know if everyone knows that, but it's actually not a race, is it? But
No, it's not. It's not a race. It's not a competition. There is no one winning Vätternrundan doing the fastest time because a really mass participation event, and it's cycling for all. And of course, there is cyclists and participants cycling very fast, and others that don't cycling so fast.
yeah,
But it's a big span of times used. But there is no one winning
mm,
and get the gold medal. No.
no,
So that's a difference between Vätternrundan against Vasaloppet and Göteborgsvarvet. Yes.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Some of my friends they have done the Vätternrundan, and they are interested in the ranking list, the informal ranking list on the internet.
Yes, I
So
know.
it's not a race, but it is a race.
Yes, I know what you are saying, and
Yeah,
I know it quite well because it's a lot of discussions about
yeah,
that, and many participation in Vätternrundan
mm,
they are competing,
yeah,
but most of them are competing in groups. They
yeah,
are doing it
exactly.
together, and they train together, and they come to Motala and
Mm,
cycle around the lake together, and they are doing it as a team, and teams are competing to each other.
yeah.
Even if it's not a competition, so
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
But I think it's a beauty between this a balance between not being a race and perhaps being a little bit a race. But this mass participation aspect is super cool.
yeah.
And connecting back to Gothenburg Half Marathon, you said 50,000 registered this year, and you are trying to push the limit a bit next year. So this positive trend in the running community, has it surprised you, or because we had the corona and so on, what has happened since corona in the running community?
The community was stopped completely during the pandemic, almost, but
Mm,
then it has grown a lot. Many people started to doing physical activities during the pandemic because they couldn't socialize. They were out in the forests and on the streets by themselves, and they have a lot of time working at home and so on, everything about that. But it's not just here at the Gothenburg Half Marathon we see this positive trend. It's in the whole running community. I was taking part of the European running business conference in Athens
mm,
last weekend.
mm,
And it's a trend both in Europe and in the whole world. Big running events are growing a lot right
yeah,
now after the pandemic. So it's a trend that we at the Gothenburg Half Marathon, Göteborgsvarvet, also is taking part of. So we are very happy about that, and we see a very big attraction to our race. If we compare today with the same day last year, we have more than 10 to 12,000 more people registered this year than last year. So
okay.
it's a very, very big interest, and but it's not but just here; it's all over the world.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I also saw some report that we see some sort of a growth with younger females joining the running community that we haven't seen before in the same extent. Is that the same in Gothenburg?
Yes, it is. Yes,
Mm.
actually, and we see it in other bigger events in Sweden too.
Mm.
Stockholm Marathon, or for example, they
Mm.
have the same development as we have, and it's. I think it's one of the reasons is that many more people out in the world and also here in Sweden are very interested in taking care of themselves by move by do some training, or but not hard training. They are walking, they are jogging, and they want to take part, they want to do things together. And young women have always wanted, I think, to do
Yeah.
things together. And they run together, they jog together, or they walk together, and by doing that, they are taking care of themselves, and the people's health are
Mm.
growing a lot. And
Mm.
that's why we are that's our one of our main goals, to strengthen the people health,
Mm.
so that we can we can help people take care of themselves.
Yeah. And the Gothenburg Half Marathon, as you say, it's important for people's health, the public health in a sense. Folkhälsa in Swedish, which is a beautiful
Yes.
word. But it's also important for the economy, for the local sports club. So, I mean, it's a mass participation event, but it's also a way to make sure that the local sports club has a good economy. So um, the role for Göteborgsvarvet here to be this engine for the local sports club. How has that developed over time? Has it always been that Göteborgsvarvet has been important, or is it even more important today than ever? What's your view here?
The organization for these big mass participation, it's a difficult word to say, events in Sweden, both Vätternrundan, Vasaloppet, Göteborgsvarvet, Stockholm Marathon, every one of them is organized by the same way with local sports clubs or local federation, as we have here in Track and Field Federation for Gothenburg. And it's, as you say, it's very important economic for the local clubs, for the children and the adults and every member in the local clubs to have better training conditions, to have possibilities to go to competitions and so on. And Göteborgsvarvet started in 1980, so we celebrate the 45th edition 2025. And during the whole time, these 45 years, we have been and still are very, very important for our clubs, because every Swedish crown that's left when we have paid all costs for the events are going back to the local clubs. And for 2024, we have paid many millions back to the local clubs, both in with the money that are over when we have paid everything, but also for the work the members in the clubs are doing during the events, because they are volunteers, they are working with the events, and without them we couldn't do these events. So
Okay.
they are very, very important, and they both give and take. They give us work, they give us possibilities to do the event, but they also take the profit from it.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, 50,000 participants or registered runners. Uh, how do you organize such a big event? I mean, it's when you participate, when you stand there at the starting line, you realize someone is responsible for all of this and organizing this, and that person is you. So
Yes.
how do you make it happen, Eva-Lena?
I don't do it by myself. It's a great, great, great teamwork. Together with all the staff, the people that are hired the whole year. We are about 10 to 15 people working the whole year with this. And
Wow.
as I said before, the members of the different sports clubs or other organizations that are helping us, we are doing this together, but it's a lot of hours worked with planning and thinking and looking forward to the future. Where do we want to be in 5, 6, 7 years, and so on. It's a lot of work, and it's a big teamwork, and I think that's the key for making it successful, because we want to give every participant a very good experience. We want them to feel even though they are running in not so fast, we want to give every participant a very good experience, so they go home from the event with a good feeling in their heart and they want to come back. That's our goal, to make them continue training, continue running, and come back to us and take part next year and next year and next year. So it's a big effort, yes, but it's a very, very fun work to do together. And the key is that we do it together, all of us. So it's that's the main thing, the big interest, and to work with this, and to be standing there, as you say, as a participant, you're standing on the start line, and as an organizer, if you're standing and looking at the starting line or at the finish line, and you feel this, it's such a good feeling to just be standing there and just to take every everything in your heart and in your brain, and just if you close your eyes and just try to stand there and feel everything, it's the best feeling that I have had ever, because I try to do this and I tell my personnel or people working with this, try to just take a minute, relax, close your eyes, and just feel what's happening. And it's a feeling that you can't describe it. You must experience it,
You
because
must
it's really,
experience it.
yes. So, but it's great. It's great.
Yeah. And you also have some partners around Göteborgsvarvet, commercial partners that are helping and supporting and so on. Has that changed over time, the dependence or the relationship to external parties, or do you have any comments on that?
Yes, there have been different partners over the years, of course. But the one important thing is that we try to taking help from our partners. They are
Yeah.
very important in economic terms, of course, but they are also important that they can help us keeping the contact with the participants over the whole year. They are coming here for a weekend to us, but we want to be in their minds 365 days a year.
Yeah.
So, and in that work, our partners can be a big help to have a dialogue, or to we can do things together during the year and so on. So they are very, very important for us in different ways. Yes.
Yeah. And as you said here, the half marathon race is they come here for a weekend, but basically many of these mass participation events, it's not only about one day of racing or 2 days. It has expanded into some sort of a race week. What is this trend all about? Why do we see this?
I think it's a way to make more people interested. If you don't see yourself capable to run a half marathon, you can run the Cityvarvet. It's 4K. You
Yeah.
can do the relay varvet, stafettvarvet, together with your friends at work or in your club or in your family or whatever. And you can do it as a start for your running time in life, just to have these goals and to do take it step by step.
Yeah.
And we see the same trend in Vasaloppet. You have both a winter week and a summer week. They are doing cross-country skiing, running, and cycling. And in Vätternrundan, you also have a week. You have races on 100K, 150K, and you have an MTB race, and then the big race, 315K. And here in Gothenburg, we have race events for the small kids, the bigger kids, and for in different distances. So it's opportunity to choose what you want to start with, and many people don't take it step by step. They are doing Cityvarvet every year, or they are taking part in the relay every year. But it depends on who you are and what your personal goal is, and so on. So, but it's a way to give people more opportunities to take part.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that is a very interesting development, this product diversity in a sense. So it's fascinating, and you're doing a fantastic job here. One of my big interest here is about the technologies and platforms and so on. I had this fantastic experience this year when I ran Gothenburg, when I checked into the race and I got my race bib, and I saw this technology and it was super efficient, and I got a friendly smile from the person assisting me and so on. How dependent are you on these technologies in order to make the experience as good as possible? I mean, we have the check-in, we have the timing, we have the photography and so on. This development, do you have any
Yes,
thinking
it's
here?
amazing. It has gone so fast. When I started working in this industry for over 20 years, we of course there was some technology, but far away from what it is today. Then we have envelopes coming with a mail every day, and we spread it and we look into a paper, and then we put it into the computer. And now everything is going automatically and everything is going smooth. But I think it's very it's a very important thing, because everyone is doing step by step in the technology and in the development of that. Every organizer is doing that, so you have to be in that race, so to say, because you have the people coming, and like you, when you should catch your bib, you want to have this good experience, and you expect to have it. So we have to deliver both the smile and the bib and the technology so that you are satisfied, and you can go from there with a good feeling in your heart, and make sure that you are ready to start. And I think this development in the technology, we have, it's going further and further and further. We are talking a lot about AI in these days, and what AI can do for us in our business. And this conference in Athens I was talking about before, it was a lot about AI and how we can use AI, and what shall we use it for, and how can it help us develop our things to do. So it's a big issue, and it's you have to have it, you have to take part in this development, and but of course it's not cheap, it's expensive, and you have to have the right thing for your product and for your activities and so on. So and we learn together. I think the whole community, we are helping each other, and we try to make it as good as we can for each other. So I think we have a good cooperation. Yes.
Sounds fantastic. What are the challenges you see in the near future? Are there any big obstacles or possibilities that you are working on, or how does it look when you look into the future a bit?
If we are talking about the teborgsvarvet, it's we have our track. We are going through the whole city, and the city of Gothenburg is it's not standing still. It's happening a lot, and the roads are developing, and they are building new houses and new business, and everything can be changed. So we have to change the track for every year. Not big things, but small things, and we need the space, because if we should have 55,000 people out on the track, they are not there all together, but you have to have a good flow, because if you are standing in a queue when you are doing a running event, you are not so satisfied. So we have to keep it not so many people out on the track, so that you have to queue, so that you can. We must have a flow all the time, and that's a good, a very important thing that we are working a lot with. To be able to have more participants, we have to think of this a lot, and it's a very, very big issue for us. But otherwise, of course, we don't want to have so many participants that we don't can deliver the quality that we want, and give all participants, every one of them, this big experience and the good experience to keep in mind, and to bring home, and hopefully come back next year, as I said before. So it's a balance, and of course now we are seeing a positive trend, and we of course, together with all our colleagues, we want to have this trend going up as long as we can, and we are working hard for that. So that's also a very big issue for the future, to keep this positive trend going on. But somewhere it will everything is going up and down.
Exactly.
But right now we are happy for the positive trend. But we also try to plan for the days in the future when it's not growing anymore, when it's maybe still at the same level.
Okay, yeah, but it sounds like a Gothenburg half marathon is not only a sports event, but it's almost like a destination. You talk about experience and that people should have a good feeling when they have completed their race and so on. So do you see that these mass participation events are becoming these almost like not tourist destinations, but sport destination experiences, or what do we see here?
Yes, yes, that's correct. You can see these big mass participation events as things that you want to do in your life. Many
Mm,
people have these events as goals, and they want to develop these the biggest.
mm,
We people are very fond of doing the biggest or the highest or the deepest or
mm,
whatever it is. It's it's a good reason to be one of the biggest, and we
mm.
are one of the biggest. It's Great North Run in England and Göteborgsvarvet,
Ah,
which are the two biggest half marathons in the world, and we are also the two first. We were
mm,
started in the beginning of the 80s,
mm.
both of us. So we are both the first and the biggest. And that's quite amazing, actually.
Yeah.
But as a destination, we are a very important destination for Gothenburg, for the city of Gothenburg, and so we are very happy to be able to develop the town and to bring many more people here to see the beauty of Gothenburg and experience other things when they are here, because many people are coming here and stay for 2, 3, or 4 nights. So they will experience a lot of more. And if we look into it in the economy of tourism,
Mm,
we contribute with, I think it was over 200 million Swedish kronor in 2023.
mm.
So it's a lot of money that come into Gothenburg because of people are coming here to run.
Yeah.
Yes. And
And
every year, we are doing it every year. It's not just once, it's every year.
yeah, exactly. And I think viewing this type of event from this high level perspective, like importance for the city or for the economy, but also down to the individual runner, Gothenburg half marathon is important for those, and also for the sports club. It shows the beauty of this type of events and the fantastic work that you are doing. So it's very inspiring to see here.
And
Okay.
and
Yeah.
another thing that's and quite unique we for us in Göteborgsvarvet is it's so many people. It's hundreds thousands of people out looking
Exactly.
to the race in the whole town,
Mm.
and this party, this big folkfest. I
Yeah.
don't know what the word in English, but many people out cheering and doing a lot of noise
Mm.
and make this good feeling. And many participants are saying that this is unique for Göteborgsvarvet. We don't see this in any other race or in any other event. So
Yeah.
and this is very important for us, that the big interest for people, not just the participants, that everyone else is
Mm.
going out on the streets, cheering and helping the runners to do the event.
Yeah.
That's very, very important.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool to see how the competition or the race has many different target groups. So
Yes,
it's not only for the athletes, it's also for the people in Gothenburg. It's also for the tourists and so on. So it's amazing in that sense.
yes,
Great.
yes.
Time is flying, Eva-Lena. We have to end now. Thank you so much for your insightful story here, and it's very inspiring to listen to you and learn a bit about how Gothenburg Half Marathon and other mass participation events are working. So thank you so much.
Thank you, and good luck in the future.
Thanks.
That was all from the interview with Eva-Lena Frick. She has a truly amazing track record and important insights. If you would like to learn more about mass participation endurance sports events in Sweden, please visit the website of Svenska Motionslöp. With this, it's time to end. Goodbye.